What's going on, everybody? Greg Ehrenberg here from Odd Chopper. We're about to break down the best MLB bets for Tuesday. And before we do me a favor by liking the video and subscribing to the YouTube channel. And also, been talking about it for a while that we have our free trial available, but not for long. We only have about 1 week remaining until the free trial goes away. So next week, gone. It's not going to exist anymore. So if you guys have been wanting to try out the tools we have here over at Odd Chopper, and you've been wanting to do it on a free trial, you only have about a week left to do it, because once we get around to next week, the free trial is going to go away, presumably forever. So if you want to take advantage of that, do that now. Click on the link below and get access to that free trial. And I really do wish that we could keep free trials around forever. But the real big issue that we run into is that people abuse them. People make alternate emails and just kind of sign up for them every week, which is really no different than stealing. So that's the main reason that we can't keep doing free trials, because it's really difficult to police. So wish we could keep it going, but we're eliminating free trials we already have for a lot of the tools on our site for both DFS and sports betting. And this is going to be the last one to go. So you want to take advantage of that free trial, now is your last opportunity by clicking on that link below. Looking at some of the bets that we have for today, and we have shuffled around our formulas lately and how we are calculating some of our baseball bets. So as a result, you guys are going to frequently see some different stuff moving up across the board. And a lot of our top EV bets, home run bets, actually pretty much all of them right now. And there's still some strikeout bets too that will show up when you scroll down. But just in the effort of making these as accurate as possible as far as our projections, they're always being updated, and got a lot of home run props to focus on. So I'll point out some of my favorite ones of the day and some of our top projected ones, starting here with Akil Badu going up against the Philadelphia Phillies. And he doesn't have the easiest pitching matchup in the world, but Akil Badu is a hitter who has some bit of power. He has hit a few home runs this year. He has a 103 WRC plus. He does have an ISO of 119 this year. But the big thing here is that plus 800 odds, and we've been winning 13% of the time. So good for a plus 698 is what our projected true odds are on this line. And then something else too is that, Taijuan Walker relative to the other pitchers on the Phillies, actually looking at his numbers, he's been fairly crappy this year. I was thinking he'd pitch better than what he actually has, but either way, Taijuan Walker. So I'm going to recant what I said before. Akil Badu actually has a fairly decent matchup today against Taijuan Walker. It was a 5.65 ERA, a 4.76 expected ERA, and then also somebody's allowing a 16.9% home run to fly ball rate. That is an abysmal number, one of the worst marks in baseball now as I'm looking through the numbers. So Taijuan Walker, who was decent last year, but now I'm looking at the numbers. Like I said, he's pitching quite a bit worse than what I actually had even realized. So decent matchup for Akil Badu, and we have this as our number one projected EV bet of the day. So Akil Badu to end up hitting a homer today. And one other note on Taijuan Walker, as I'm looking through his velocity numbers in front of me, they have dipped quite a bit from the last couple of years. 2021, 94.6 average fastball velocity, 93.8 last year, 93.4 this year. So now over the age of 30, maybe declining ability there for Taijuan Walker. Another home run prop that stands out here, Xander Bogert, who has had a disappointing first season for the San Diego Padres. But this team has to turn it around sooner rather than later. The Padres have been one of the lowest scoring offense in baseball, which defies logic when you look at the amount of talent this offense has, particularly at the top of the order. Xander Bogart, Manny Machado back from injury now. Obviously, Fernando Tatis, he's back from his suspension. Juan Soto, who got off to a little bit of a slow start, but has hit the ball better as of late. This offense is going to get it going. I have very little doubt about that. It's going to happen sooner rather than later. So even though Xander Bogaerts is 106 WRC plus, his worst mark since 2017, he's going to acclimate to playing with this new team in San Diego, and I think there's going to be better times ahead. It's very rare to get a hitter as talented as Xander Bogaerts that is plus 825 odds to hit a home run. So I like buying low on Xander Bogaerts and just buying low on the Padres in general. This team should be better going forward. Let's scroll down and see what other props we could find outside of some of the home run props. See a bunch of total runs props that are popping up here. So somebody like George Springer plus money to score a run today, just needed to cross home plate once, and that would end up winning. Same with Bo Bichette. And by the way, depending what site you guys are playing on, you can make some same game parlays. We could parlay together things like total runs and RBIs. And that's a really good plus EV proposition because those things correlate so well. So plus money on both George Springer and Bo Bichette to score runs today. And we have both of those bets winning north of 50% of the time. 53% for George Springer, actually right at 50% for Bo Bichette. But it's plus 110 odds. We have this minus 101. As far as strikeout props go, here we have one that's popping up on Tyler Anderson going up against Los Angeles Angels. So Anderson over 4.5 strikeouts. Going up, I might have said that backwards. Tyler Anderson pitching for the Angels against the Cubs. And Tyler Anderson, I always think, has been a little bit underrated as a pitcher. The main thing about Tyler Anderson, I think a lot of people didn't really take into account earlier in his career, is that he pitched at Coors Field, which definitely inflated his numbers. He's not off to the best start this year, but look at what he did last year, pitching for the Dodgers. 2.57 ERA, 3.1 expected ERA. Tyler Anderson is better than most people think, and I do expect him to rebound. He's very consistently been a decent starter, even dating back to his time at Colorado. Don't look too much at the ERAs there because he had to pitch at Coors Field. I expect better times ahead for Tyler Anderson. His strikeout prop is only 4.5. We have it winning right around 50% of the time when we have plus 110 odds on it. So let's see if we could find any other strikeout prop. By the way, big baseball slate today. So you see, we've got how many bets here in total that are projected to be plus EV? Over 100. We have over 100 plus EV projected bets in Odd Chopper for today's baseball slate. Every team playing. One other strikeout prop here. Jesus Luzardo pitching against the Kansas City Royals. And more than anything, this is just because the line is so high on Luzardo. The over-under for strikeouts is 7.5. And as good as Luzardo has pitched this year, it's hard to think that he's more likely to have 8+ strikeouts than not. And Luzardo, after a strong start to the year, he's still pitching well, but has regressed a little bit. 4.05 ERA, 3.85 expected ERA. And once again, the big thing here is I just don't expect him to be a guy that's going to have 8+ strikeouts more often than not. His last start, he had 8 strikeouts, but overall, he has only had 3 out of 12 starts this entire year where he's had 8 or more strikeouts. The under is hit on this in 9 out of 12 starts. I like under 7.5 Ks for Jesus Luzardo. Let's go and check out the Prize Picks Parlay Builder, see what's standing out for Prize Picks. And also, if you guys have any questions or comments or stuff, go check out Chalkboard. It is a totally free to download app, and it's free to get into our channel. Prize Picks, we've got Joey Meneses under 1.5 total bases. Blake Sabol for under 1.5 total bases. Dinelson Lamet under 4.5 strikeouts. Shane Bieber over 4.5 strikeouts. Ronald Acuna Jr. over 1.5 total bases. And Jeff McNeil under 1.5 total bases. This is a 6-leg flex parlay over on Prize Picks that we have with a 16% expected EV. Nothing else that I would take out here. I was thinking like maybe I'd add in a Vlad for somebody else here, but no, I'll leave it as is. Let's look at the Parlay Builder, see what stands out for FanDuel. I'm going to take out basketball props for tomorrow. So here is a 4-leg FanDuel parlay plus 571 odds of winning 16% of the time. So good for an 11% expected ROI. We've got that Jesus Luzardo prop that we mentioned before. And then Brian Anderson, minus 165 to have a hit. Alec Burleson, minus 180 to have a hit. Justin Turner, minus 210 to have a hit. Overall, got a pretty good parlay here. We've got some minus money bets that are projected to be plus EV, which makes the parlay a little bit more likely to hit. So you got one of these ones here that if you were just to tail this over time, we would expect an 11% expected ROI on it. So that's going to do it for me. If you guys haven't done yet, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Good luck with all your bets today. See you back here tomorrow. We're going to be breaking down the NBA Finals. Game 3 is going to be tomorrow.